Welcome to day 618 of our Web3 journey. I'm Ed Krasenstein here with my twin brother Brian. And remember, these videos are sponsored by NFT Tech. They're an investor in DeSoFi. So, Brian, what is the latest with Elon Musk and Twitter?
Yeah, so Mario Nawfal, of course, he holds these Twitter spaces, and last night he held one, and Elon Musk joined again. Elon Musk joined for almost 2 hours. He talked primarily about all of the censorship issues, the New York Post story, all of that, the political stuff, and it got really, and it was an interesting discussion. Obviously, I kind of disagree with some of the things that were said, but I think the discussion was important, and it's important that people continue to be able to discuss this stuff. But I just want to give a shout out to Mario Nawfal. Of course, he's a DeSo OG, the DeSo blockchain, which is a decentralized social media blockchain. He was one of the first people on this blockchain. We know him well. The community knows him well. So congrats, Mario. The Twitter space had over 100,000 people on at one time.
Wow.
And because of that, it glitched out. There were some issues. Um, Over 1.5 million people listened in total in that like 2 hour span or so. But I think that Twitter spaces are definitely something that can bring people together and ideas together if they're moderated correctly. I think Mario does an amazing job at moderating them, at running these. So congrats, Mario. Hopefully you can maybe start spreading the word about DeSo to Elon and some of these other people.
Yeah, that would be nice for sure. So, moving on, Mossified, one of the DeSo core team members, made a long post yesterday talking about some of the things that he's been working on and some of the other core team members have been working on to advance DeSo further. Uh, and he started off saying that he's aiming to share the developer experience strategy document with this community in the coming week. So sometime this week, we should probably all be able to look at this document that's going to show the developer experience strategy. He says it's going to position DeSo as a leading blockchain to build on for developers. I think that's super important. A lot of people don't realize the importance, but without developers, there's not going to be apps built on DeSo. And without apps built on DeSo, the community is not going to want to be here. So I think that's super important. He also touched on Silo Shah. I know a lot of community members have been talking about how Silo has kind of been quiet. Since his hiring, we haven't really heard too much from him other than a post or two. And we haven't really been updated on exactly what he's been working on and what he's been doing. So since we're not updated on it, a lot of people come to the assumption that maybe he's not doing anything, but that's obviously not the case. But so Lil Shah, according to Emulsified, is actively leading and pushing conversations with exchanges. So DeSo wants to be listed on more exchanges. The more exchanges that DeSo is listed on, the more attention that it's going to get, and the more liquidity there is for the DeSo coin, and the more liquidity there is for the DeSo coin, the more people are going to be interested in owning the coin and learning about DeSo. So I think it all starts from there. Development and exchanges, two huge points that need to be done. He also said that Silo Shah and Ash DeSo, as well as Dylan Jagger Lee, are talking to potential partners and gathering insight from their networks. We talked about this yesterday with Ash DeSo, saying that he's been talking with a developer with a potential partner who wants to integrate with DeSo, and we'll start off by integrating some small things with DeSo. So I think we're going to gradually see more and more integrations take place and unfold as the weeks and months go by. Hopefully, a lot of them though. He also says Silo Shah and Nader are closing some speaking opportunities. Uh, and that's in order to increase thought leadership in the Web3 social media space. Um, I think that's super important. I think attending some of these big NFT events, some of these big Web3 events, and some of these big blockchain/crypto events is detrimental for DeSo to succeed. If DeSo can have speakers, whether it be Nader, whether it be Silo Shah, whether it be Malsified or somebody like Ash DeSo, I think that's super important. Just getting the word out about it at these huge events. Also, having booths at these events where people can kind of walk by, maybe grab some DeSo swag and learn about the blockchain and maybe learn how to create an account and start using the platforms that are built on it. I think that's super important. So I'm glad to see that. The engineering team is researching and discussing all things proof of stake, Malsified said. We've talked about DeSo moving toward the proof of stake framework in the past. A lot of us probably assumed it would have been done by now, but they're still looking into this. They're still trying to figure out the best way to do this. And it appears that as though we're still going to move toward a proof of stake framework. Engineers are also working on implementing associations, access groups, and group chats. Associations, I imagine, should be any week now. I think 2 weeks ago they said a few weeks, so I think it should be soon. As far as group chats and access groups go, I think that's also something that's important if you really want to have a social media platform or blockchain that can expand. And he also said MegaSwap will also improve how it handles fees. MegaSwap, of course, where you can swap between DeSo and other cryptocurrencies. Several people, I guess I should say, complained about the fees and said that the fees are a little bit too high. So they're going to be working on improving on how it handles the fees. Good news. DeSo is also hiring an all-star level 0 to 1 team that can run with more autonomy to pursue building some of the wild ideas. So that's good news. More people coming on to work for DeSo, with DeSo, to create this level of autonomy that I think we really need. And Jacob Van, of course, he's been in the Air Force. He's active duty in the Air Force, but he has been working for DeSo, but he will soon be joining DeSo full time. So welcome aboard, Jacob Van. And the DeSo website is being built now, and according to Emulsified, it will be magical.
Yeah, I think this was probably the most important post or most important update we've gotten since they released the roadmap a couple of months ago. I think it answers a lot of our questions, particularly Salil Shah, what he's doing, what he's up to, why he hasn't really been around too much. I also like that they're hiring a team and continuing to work on proof of stake. I think having a developer team that can actually be like streamline things, I think that's really important. I'm very positive. I think that the hiring of Salil Shah, I think, is kind of the beginning of what's going to be a change within the DeSo Foundation for the better. I think they're going to be more organized, more driven, able to move on things a lot faster, able to make those partnerships, those integration deals, and of course, exchange deals. So all good news. It's everything I want to hear at the end of this year. And hopefully we start 2023 off with a bang and
Yeah.
and a new form of management, I guess you could say.
Yeah, and one thing I also didn't mention is that Emulsify said that the team is planning a hackathon for Open Fund. Of course, Open Fund is formerly DAO. I guess it still is DAO. It's going to become Open Fund. They're going to plan a hackathon built around that. I want to see what they do with that. I'm interested.
Yeah, absolutely. Developers are everything right now. Developers and integration, those are the two things I'd concentrate on right now. And it appears that's what they're doing. So moving on, I want to talk about Clout Women Unite. Definitely one of the OGs of the DeSo blockchain. She is starting a new Women's Appreciation Day on DeSo that's going to take place every first Friday of the month. So one will be coming up, I guess, this Friday. Is that correct? Or I guess, no, the last Friday was actually the first Friday of the month. So maybe we'll have to wait till January. But also, in order to continue building the account, the Clout Women Unite account, Diane, who runs it, needs to raise some capital, some funds. And to do so, they're going to be dropping a collection of NFTs that they call the Cyber Queens. The first drop will have 3 NFTs in it. It's great calls, and it's a great opportunity to own some of these really awesome NFTs. So definitely stay tuned for these, likely dropping tomorrow. And check out the website cloutwomenunite.nftz.me, and you'll see these as they drop, and you'll have an opportunity to buy some of them.
Yeah, I love what Diane's doing. She's been doing it since the very beginning of these. I remember her in the clubhouse rooms back in the day. So keep up the good work, helping bring more women to the forefront on DeSo.
Absolutely.
So moving on, Cloutpunk Apes, number 60, another special edition 1 of 1. Every 10 in the series is a 1 of 1. Is going to be awarded to somebody today at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time. The virtual spinner on DeSo is going to land on a name, and that individual is going to win that 1 of 1 Cloutpunk Apes. So congratulations to whoever wins it. I'm sure we'll probably talk about the winner tomorrow on our show.
Yeah, definitely. I can't wait to see who wins it. So, as you know, Ed and I, we love technology. We love the progress of technology. And over the course of the last week or so, there's been quite a story in the tech space, and that is artificial intelligence. Open AI, which is known for their open artificial intelligence platform in all different respects, they released something called Chat GPT. And it basically is a chat bot that you can ask questions and it spits out amazing answers. So I thought it'd be fun to ask ChatGPT uh, a question, and that question is I did it in three different parts. The first question I asked it was write a tweet about decentralized social media as if you were Donald Trump, and this is what it spit out. Just had a great meeting with the team working on a new decentralized social media platform. It's going to be huge and will put an end to the liberal bias on the fake news platforms. Hashtag make social media great again. So the chatbot, this AI actually wrote that from that simple input that I put in. So next I asked it, write a tweet about decentralized social media as if you were Biden. And it wrote, exciting news about the potential for decentralized social media platforms to give power back to the people and promote healthy online communities. Looking forward to seeing how this technology can be used for good. And then finally, I asked this chatbot, write a tweet about decentralized social media as if you were Albert Einstein. And it came up with the following. The concept of decentralized social media is fascinating. It has the potential to promote the free exchange of ideas and information without the influence of a single entity. I'm excited to see where this technology takes us. So there you have it. You have what Einstein, Joe Biden, and Donald Trump think of DeSo.
You know who you left out?
Who?
Elon Musk.
Elon, I'll have to try that next time.
Yeah, so as many of you know, NFTZ.me is the only place where you can post and view live time DeSo NFT auctions. If you just go to NFTZ.me/auctions and you can see a list of all the auctions ending soon. Of course, NFTZ.me is a website that Brian and I are co-founders of. So this is a bit of a chill, I guess you could say. But anyhow, check out these auctions that are ending in the next 24 hours. Mr. Hassan Akbus has a really awesome photo of a sunset in Istanbul that ends at 4:10 p.m. Eastern time. And there's more DeSo Joker NFTs from Art to Z up for auction. If you haven't checked those out, check those out as well.
Yeah, and I quickly want to go over the top 10 NFT bidders on the DeSo blockchain over the last 24 hours, according to NFTZ, and they are as follows. Boxer XXX, Mir Killy, Twin Stars, Global Trade Hub, Arioli 2022, Insomnia Tutor, Vindictive TJ, Zian Mead, CompDeck, and Leo J. Congrats to all those people for bidding on some NFTs. And the top diamonded creators over the last 24 hours, thanks to our friends at Altonbase, this list of people received the most diamonds or tips on their posts and replies on the DeSo blockchain in the last day. They are as follows. Our friend Brutal from Ukraine. Stay safe over there, Brutal. Followed by Mr. Preet, Fields, Photographer's Corner, Whale Shark ETH, Zian Mead, Now and Then, Be It Me Not You, Rihan Ri, and finally, Hake.
Yeah, congratulations. And that's all the news we have for today. Everybody have a great rest of your weekend, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.